Hey guys, welcome back for another video at AJ's car garage. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do today, but we're going to take a step away from the engine bay. And what I have done a little bit this morning, I test fitted my thermostat housing up on the head against here, and she slid in there alright. A little bit tight, not too bad, but it did rub and touch. So I'm either going to do one of two things, and I might give this spacer a little bit of a touch through here where it rubbed on, or I might just give it a touch through here on the housing where it rubbed. I don't know, but either way, one thing's for sure, my intake manifold needs to come off. Well, it doesn't need to come off, but I've had a little bit of a geezer, and the mess around that happened when I put it on, the spacer dropping out and whatnot. You can see in there, you can see the RTV go. It's not it's not that bad, but it could do, now that I've got the camera in there, and I can see exactly how bad it is around the top, I can just imagine what the ports themselves are going to look like. So I think what I'm going to do, so I'm only messing with one surface, is I'll try and detach the spacer off the head, try and leave it glued onto the inlet chamber, manifold, whatever you want to call it, and see if I can't give the insides of the ports a bit of a clean. And of course I'll have to clean up the head again, but that's not an issue. So that's part of the plan today. I'm gonna put my injector rail on. I'm gonna swap out the injectors for my Raceworks injectors, 1000 cc's. These are pretty close. I still have to have a look at the part number on here, wherever it is. Oh, I think there's one there. M000-200, and I think I can't really see that. Can you see it on the camera? I don't know. I can see something on there. I'll see if I can get some information on them and edit into this video now. But apart from that, I'm sort of off holding a little bit. I don't know, I'm sort of stuck a little, not stuck, I'm having trouble sort of figuring out where to go next in retrospect of what to put on. I don't want to, I need, what I really want to do, what I really need to do is get a boroscope, inspection scope, that I can put down through me spark plug holes and yeah, inspect the bores. I am I'm rather, even though they should have been sealed, I'm very perturbed, worried that there has been some sort of moisture get down in there. I'm hoping there hasn't. Like, don't get me wrong, I've done everything right that should have been done. Spark plugs in so no water can get in there, lifters off and all that, so all the valves are closed. Springs are forcing the valves up, so they would have been all closed. Pistons in, so nothing would have got into there from the bottom, I'm hoping. Moisture anyway. You've all seen me in there giving it a good clean down, moisture protectant and all that with the WD-40 and stuff, so hopefully, everything will be alright. But yeah, like I said, a bit hesitant on what's going on inside the chamber, combustion chamber, if any moisture has gotten in there. So I don't want to go adding things on sort of until I know what's going on with that. So that's sort of why I'm at a position where I am, except for the fact that I need to find out some information, or not necessarily find out some information, but see. They all look pretty decent to me. Fuck, there's some surface rust getting on there. I need to get onto them. They all seem pretty decent, but I want to make certain that there's nothing wrong with them and they are usable. Big end bearings, piston, conrod, journals, bearings, they seem relatively alright. I mean, you can still see all the original cross hatchings on the bearing guides and all that, and even on the conrod, where are we over here? Conrod caps. You can still see all the original cross thatching and majority of the original Ford emblem and part numbers. So we should be alright with that. Get in there and give him a clean up. But I'm pretty sure things will be alright. So the only real worry, I don't know how often this sort of happens. Like, I hit atomic performance up before I sent it away, or as I was sending it away. Asked them what size bearings I'd need. They told me standard. So I got standard sized bearings to go in. And when they sent it back, they told me I need 0.010. So they're thinner bearings, thicker journal. But in saying that, I got standard bearings that would allow extra oil clearance. So it roughly equals out to the same clearance. So yeah, that's gonna, yeah, I'm hesitating rather, on what to do with that. I'll go through, I've got to go through the process of putting the bearings in, sizing up the crankshaft, the the crankshaft journals, see how big they are. Hopefully there's a tech sheet, spec sheet, tech sheet, whatever you want to call it, in the box when I open it, which will make things a lot easier, with the size of the crankshaft journals and whatnot. By journal, I don't know if I'm using the right term, but when I say journals, I mean the part that sits in on the bearing in here. So if my camshaft was the crankshaft, you can see here, they're the bits that would sit in the bearing, so I'm referring to that as the journal. So that's sort of the only hindrance, hesitation I'm having with that at the moment. But as for today, this point in time, I'm gonna get ahead on this. I'm gonna undo it, like I said, try and give it a clean down, hopefully only messing with one surface, not two or four. Two surfaces, not four, considering I'll have to clean one side of the spacer and one surface being the head. Hopefully I don't have to clean both sides of the spacer and both surfaces, head and chamber. So hopefully she'll be a quick thing, and I'll let you know what I do with the thermo housing, whether I trim that or trim the housing itself. I might just do a bit of both, make it easy. But anyway, let's get to it. So there we have it, she's all cleaned up. Yeah, I don't know how well. I tried to point it towards the camera and show you. I don't know how well you're seeing in there, but yeah, it wasn't too bad, but it was bad enough. Yeah, especially up in here, there was a lot of gunk that would have stopped the flow of the injectors properly. Stopped them spraying out nice and evenly. But yeah, cleaned down, gone over with a air blower, giving it a degrease quickly. Now I'm gonna sort out a couple of things while I wait for it to dry. And I'll come along again and put some RTV go on there and do the bolts back up, and then yeah, make a bit of headway on putting the thermo on and all that bizzo maybe. But yeah, also I did give around here on the spacer a quick sand. You could probably see extra shiny on the inlet manifold, but yeah, I'll come back to that in a couple of minutes. I'll put some RTV go on here, and yeah, we will attach that back on there shortly. Alright, she's dried. Went over with a clean cloth, rag, whatever. Give it an extra clean off, extra dry off. Yeah, I'll go along with some RTV and put it on the head. Alright, so that's on there, nice and tightly, all done up. Yeah, I think next move will be thermo housing and then injectors. Yeah, by the looks, down in there. Oh, what? Oh, tiny bit. Not a great. Oh, wow. Really? Oh, I thought I got past it. Oh well. It's a hell of a lot better than what it was anyway. But it is what it is. Minimise. And that's exactly what I did. I minimised the amount of crap that would have gotten in there. Well, anyway, let's keep moving forward. Alrighty. So I'll give me thermo housing, mag clean down, wire wheel, steel wool, you know it, and she's come up a treat, almost like it's been polished, but it ain't. And I'll give me fuel rail a bit of a touch up as well. Was gonna wire wheel it. I could have gotten in there with the wire wheel, but that's alright. It was 100 times better than what it was. I didn't even get a wire wheel to it. Got me steel wool in on it, and she come up a treat. So that'll be going in the next half an hour or so. I'll swap the injectors around on that for me 1000cc, and yeah, I'll get my thermo on there now. I'm gonna put the gasket on with some of that polymer stuff there, and yeah, getting closer. Yeah, I'll run through a couple of injectors with you while doing that as well. Alright, I'm gonna dig my gasket out and sort that out. Alright, just gave the thermo housing gasket a spray with the polymer. Now run through a couple of the injectors with you. So these are Raceworks Bosch injectors, yellow dot 1000cc or 950 to 1100cc injectors. So I'm gonna go ahead and install them. These are 3/4 length injectors. Might be able to show you one or two in there. Right, so yep, here we go. So that's with the cap on, without 3/4 length, with the cap on, full length, height difference. So alright, fuel rail will have a little square retaining clip on each injector, looking like that. Need to take all 6 off, and need to take all 6 off to be able to remove each injector. They just slide off, pretty simple. I'll just push them off by finger and twist and pull. Maybe. Twist and pull to get the injector out. So they're all out. Now I found it easier with my thumb over the harness connection, or socket connection, whatever you want to call it. So I was going to sit them off to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, these beauties. Okay. Now, so when you're installing injectors, you want to put a little bit of grease on rubber O-rings. Now, normally when you get injectors, there'll be one injector in a box, or you might get all 6 in one box, packaged individually, whatever. Either way, you'll have to install the O-ring on the injector separately, like, yeah, and one on both ends. So you do that, you would put a little bit of grease. This is wheel bearing grease, so it should be right with rubber, good enough. Generally you'd want a bit of rubber grease or something, you know, because rubber, but yeah, it just more or less allows the O-ring to slide into its position a little bit easier, and the grease isn't gonna mess around with any of the fuel system or anything anyway, so she's all sweet. Now just the same way, you pulled the injector out, put it back in. Should be a bit easier this time. slide him in just like that. Now, because these are 3/4 length injectors, when you put your adapter on the end, you've got an O-ring in there as well, you would put a bit of grease on that O-ring to slide the adapter over the top. I'm gonna have to steal a couple of O-rings off of these, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Just pry them off with a small tiny flathead screwdriver. Now, probably use one that's a little bit better quality than that, but it'll do the job and it won't damage any of the O-rings. So, like I was saying, you'll put a little bit all over. Actually, you probably wouldn't even put any on the O-ring at this point in time. You would whoops, rub some on here for it to be able to slide over it easier, just like so. Now, go ahead, grab your adapter, slide him on over and push him down. Bit more grease. Push him into the injector. And just like that, it's done. Alright, I've gone through a couple of injectors with you. I'm gonna go ahead and put the thermo housing on, and then I'll go along and put the rest of the injectors in, and then take you through what we do then. Alright, let's get to this part. Oh, yeah, I did give the thermo housing a bit of a shave where I said I was going to, just to make it easier for the housing to slide into place. Well, this stuff is really sticky. Alright. She's on there, looking pretty schmicky. Schmicky. I reckon it almost looks better than my inlet manifold. Nah, but they're looking pretty clean. I mean, if you remember in the last videos, yeah, the inlet manifold, the housing, well, as you've seen in this video, the housing looked pretty tacky. The inlet manifold in the other videos looked pretty tacky. You know, now it's all looking pretty schmicko, pretty nice. Yeah, one bit when I was doing the inlet manifold that I did miss right there, but that's okay. That's nothing to be concerned about, really. I might get at it at a later date and give it a touch up when everything's when everything's all covered up nicely. But anywho, let's get the rest of these injectors in. injectors and the fuel rail are ready to go. I will take that return line off. In fact, I'll do it right now. And you're probably going to wonder why. No, I've already had it off. I decided to put it back on there to be able to clean it so I didn't get any junk down in there. But anyway, look, ready? Easy as that. Now, I'll be back with yous in 2 shakes of the tail feather. Just gonna go give these a clean up. I'll be right back. Quick side note before we put the injectors in. Just cleaned up my oil dipstick tunnel, retainer, whatever you want to call it. Should have give the fuel rail a wire wheel as well. Look at the difference in that. Oh well, should be right, should be sweet. Got a another O-ring for the dipstick as well that goes down in the bottom. Alright, I'll set yours up and get to it. So, notice, got grease on all my injector rubbers. Now, you just need to play a little bit of line them up, and they should sit in there just nicely. You can see down in there. Alright, so there you go. I know you couldn't see too much of it, but you're seeing enough up this end. It's a bit of line me up action, push it in, and a little bit of wriggle back and forth and make sure all your bolt holes line up properly. Yeah, I ended up sticking 2 washers down in here because the spacer that I've just installed, bringing it out a bit, didn't quite sit the dipstick tunnel holder, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to refer to it as. Yeah, didn't quite sit in there properly, so hopefully 2 O-rings should do the job. yeah, so I think that's that. I did put a bit of grease on all my O-rings before I put them in the inlet. Alright, it's looking a bit more like a functioning engine, slowly but surely. I might take the supply line off, only because I don't want things flapping around in the wind when I turn the engine upside down to do the crank. So I'm going to put a mark here now and take him off. Well, that come off a lot easier. Didn't have to cut it or anything. Sometimes these fuel lines can get excuse me, can get pretty hard from being used. So when you are able to get a fuel line off without cutting it, be very thankful. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's 5:30. Time to hit the hay for the night, and yeah, we'll get back at this tomorrow. I think at this point, I'm pretty much sort of done with the external at the moment, to the point of being able to put anything on. Can't really do the timing chain until the crank's in and the camshaft's back on at the top. So yeah, can't really do any of the timing chain cover until that's all back to square. As for crankshaft, bearings and all that, might make headway on that tomorrow. I have to install all the bearings through the bottom, and all the bearings on the caps for the crankshaft. Then I got to do some measurements. Yeah, measurements, working out clearance tolerance, so I can determine whether or not the clearance with these bearings is going to be right or not. I've sort of done a little bit of maths with the clearance, and yeah, got roughly how much, an extra 0.001 of a mil on a bearing will be, and I'm pretty sure I'll be within couple of thou. So fingers crossed, and yeah, hopefully I won't have to go ordering any more bits and pieces to progress any further than this when it comes to the engine anyway. I don't want to have to go and spend another, I don't know, $200 to $300 odd on bearings. I've already wasted $90 on a head gasket, sorry, not a head gasket, a turbo flange gasket that is useless to me. So yeah, I don't really want to go wasting any more money. But yeah, anyway, we'll see how things go. I guess we're unboxing that tomorrow. So yeah, joys for that. Excited to do that too. Yeah, obviously I've been waiting since the day it got dropped off a couple of weeks ago to open it, because I don't want, moisture and atmospheric happenings happen to the crankshaft. I want it smick prime when it goes in. Anyway, for that one today, I think we're done. I'm pretty happy. Got the thermo on there cleaned up. Got the got the fuel rail on there with the injectors that I originally wanted to use. Yeah, so they were originally in there. Swapped me original injectors out, put those ones in there, and then, if you recall me in one of my first videos telling you a bit of info about this and that, I started needing to sort out spark issue, crank issue. Well, more spark. It wasn't firing, it was cranking like it was going out of style. Just no spark, no ignition. So yeah, thinking that might have been the problem, I swapped them out for, I think, I've done research on them injectors I just took out today. I'm pretty sure they're close to the same as that, within, like, I don't know, couple of hundred cc. They are 950. The rocket Raceworks ones that I just put in there now, they're 900 or 950 cc to 1100 cc injectors. And I'm pretty sure those ones that I pulled out now, which are Siemens Deka, if you can see that there, Siemens Deka, part number M000200, and there's other bits and pieces on there that don't quite stand out. Sorry about that. But yeah, I will pull a bit of info up on them, screenshot it, and edit it into this video for you, so you know what they were. But yeah, as opposed to that, I think so I can, if I want to now, go through, put my wiring harness back through here for me injectors and me throttle body and all the other stuff that's on there. But yeah, like I said just before, I don't want things flopping around in the breeze when I turn it upside down to do the crank, so I might leave it at that. The throttle body does get in to a little bit of space when it comes to putting that in, so I'll leave that off until I put the harness in. And yeah, that's pretty close to sort of being that for that side of the engine. Exhaust side's done. And yeah, anyway, that's that. I mean, I'm not really putting a lot of effort in to cleaning certain things up, like thermostat housing. Of course, you've seen that. I put a little bit of effort into that, but I didn't have to go and take it anywhere special to get what I did done to it or anything like that. And yeah, just a bit of elbow grease, a bit of time, and yeah, nothing a whole heap special. And she's coming up mint. It's amazing what a bit of elbow grease will do. So yeah, So I think we're gonna leave it there, people. Yeah, we got a bit done there this afternoon, what I wanted to do anyway, making it look a bit more like a complete engine. Yeah, I hope you find my content enjoyable. I hope you find it informative, a little bit maybe. I hope you find it maybe somewhat motivational. And yeah, it gives you a bit of know-how, a bit of whatnot to get out in the garage and do things yourself. So yeah, we'll leave it there, call it a night, and see you in the next one. You know, whatever you're doing, stay safe, stay well. Hope you're enjoying whatever you're doing, whether it be morning, noon, evening, or night. And yeah, like I say, the three main things that people love: love, peace, and chicken grease. Catch you later.